Hiya, good solid week this week. I've really enjoyed the bike riding and all the training that I've been doing. Let me break it down day by day. So Monday, I managed to puncture within 400 metres of leaving my front door. So then I had to change the puncture, it took 5 minutes, I had to ride home, get a new inner tube, get out of my back pocket, get out for the ride, but I still managed to do 50 glorious minutes in beautiful weather. I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but it is super windy here at the minute. Today's the first day that the wind's actually died down. So I did 50 minutes in the sunshine, getting some vitamin D, nice and easy. And then when I got home in the evening, I then did something called the lactate shuffle on Zwift, which is a horrible, brutal ride, but has really good training rewards in it from the intensity that's there. And then on the Tuesday, I went out and did what I kind of consider to be pretty much like the Belgian ride around here, around the moors, flat. And it really does feel like you're in Flanders, apart from the fact you don't get the cobbles or the murs over there. But that was my Tuesday. It is very, very windy today. Tuesday evening, had a nice easy 30-minute run with my mate Chris Hillier. Here's Wednesday. Morning, trying to get yourself set up really quickly for a Zwift race. My first Zwift race, I've not done one before, and I don't know what to expect. I know the classic stuff like you've got to go crazy before the banner goes down and all that kind of stuff, and then hold it for like half a K, get into a group, but yeah, I don't really know much about all this, so let's see how it goes. Well, that was a highly intense half an hour. I know it's only a DCAT race, it's only 30 minutes or so. But managed to come in fifth, I think, out of that group. Yeah, fifth. 2 or 3 went off the front, must have been 3 went off the front. And then there was a group behind, I was in of about 4 or 5 that were working really well together. And then we managed to whittle that group down to 3. So we knew we were racing for 4th really. And then there was a guy who rode really well. Sat in the wheels pretty much all the time, and then in the last 400 metres, 500 metres, he's clipped off the front. I managed to hold his wheel for a bit but came in 5th, so that was very enjoyable. I think a couple more DCAT races and try and suss this out a little bit more. Good fun that. Why haven't I done it earlier? Little post-race spin, Wednesday afternoon / evening. Look, shorts, club shorts. Time to get the Raider blades out of it. So after that Zwift race, I spoke to one of the athletes I coached, a guy called John, who's really, really good with all the Zwift stuff. And he had a look on Zwift Power, I think, and it turns out that the 4 in front of me on the Zwift race all got DQ'd. Now he seems to think it's something to do with the fact that 3 of them weren't wearing heart rate monitors or something or other. So it turns out that I actually won my first ever Zwift race that I ever entered. I really don't think there were that many people taking part in it, but it's certainly a win's a win in my opinion. But that was good fun. So definitely something I'll be doing more of. So that brings us up to Thursday and Friday. Thursday just did another really easy 60 minutes after the racing on Wednesday, and then on Friday I went out and did 90 minutes. Really nice chatty ride with my friend Hannah, which was really enjoyable. And then it brought me to Saturday morning. So a quick hour or so on Zwift this morning, last Zwift ride of the week. An hour with the club, local club, Cleveland District Road Club. Always good for banter. Last week's was just hilarious. Just sat there on Discord laughing my my ass off at what people were saying, and did a nice about an hour and 40 minutes with my friend Hannah yesterday. We're chatting away, so I didn't get any footage of her riding with me, but some nice footage of the sort of sun coming down in this kind of beautiful spring weather. And I've spent more time out on the bike this week than I have since the autumn, really, I guess since the summer. So a nice quick hour today on Zwift, and then tomorrow plan is to go out and do a big final ride on some relatively tired legs to sort of load them up really for the last ride. So we'll see how many hours I managed to clock up this week, and yeah, we'll see what the banter's like this morning.
Show load, that was it, that's where it was. What is the yellow that day? We got a bottle of the yellow jersey wearer.
I haven't been up this early in absolutely months. It's just before 6:30, all loaded up with multiple bits of camera gear to shoot one of the last of the polar bears series that I've been doing over the winter. A friend of mine called Stefan who has the most magnificent beard I think I've ever seen in my life, and kind of hoping that it was going to be one of those misty mornings like we had yesterday. We had a beautiful misty foggy morning, and I should have come and filmed yesterday because we're not going to get it today, but nonetheless he's going to be getting in single digit water in skins and I'm not, so let's go film. How's it going, mate? Good to see you. Elbows, isn't it? Good to see you. Are you well?
I'm well.
Good. Hit subscribe, hit like, hit the notifications bell, done. Fair play to Stefan, that was 7 or 8 degrees in there, something like that. Right, bit of breakfast, it changed, out on the bike, it's me done for the week. So I'm out on a long bike now, not sure how much you can hear over the wind, still a bit breezy. View, absolutely stunning of the sea, as per usual, and aim is to be out for around 3 hours. So the plan is to take it easy and tot it all up when I get home, see how many hours I put in, but should be well into double figures for training this week, which is where I need to be really, with what we end of February, March, April, May, June, most of June, so 4 months to go, 2 months down training, so pretty solid as I go. Of course, some speed humps. See you in a bit. And so that brings me up to date. This is Sunday evening now, just getting ready to finish editing the video. And I entered a time trial at the end of March at Castle Combe with a couple of really good mates, which will be good fun. And I want to try and make sure I'm focusing throughout all of March, getting my weight down to where I want it to be. Whilst the training's been great, this whole of February really the eating hasn't been absolutely on top form. But I feel like once I've got the training up to where I want it to be, the eating always does seem to follow it, so I'm hoping this week will trigger that. Going to have an easier week, a recovery week. In my recovery weeks I don't do nothing, the idea is to kind of reduce the volume intensity a little bit, just to get that chance to recover, because I don't feel personally that my rest days are like proper elite athletes' rest days. I'm still doing stuff, I've still got a full-time job, still got 2 kids, still got a wife and a life to lead, you know. So essentially that's pretty much been the week, and I'm really looking forward to trying to gun it through the whole of March really, and focusing in on a few TT efforts. Take the TT bike out. Haven't ridden the TT bike for well, I don't know, probably since July or something. So that'll probably need a little bit of work and making sure the power meter and everything's working on that. And just to get back into being able to ride that, because I don't think I've ever ridden it this big, so I might need to tweak the arm positions and everything else to kind of get it right. But anyway, that's something really to focus on for this March. Getting the weight down, building the volume back up and getting the TT stuff up. But I have to say, I've really enjoyed this week in terms of just getting out on the bike, doing some bigger rides towards the end of the week, and also mixing it up with some intensity on Zwift. So yeah, first Zwift race, won that by default really, but I will definitely be building up some Zwift races into what I do in the future, I think. If you've got any advice for how to do that, because it does seem, I don't know what it's like for you lot or how you started out on Zwift, because some of you seem to be really good at this stuff, but I find it really bewildering and unnerving Zwift, certainly when it comes to racing and stuff like that. I don't know which races to enter. I know I'm a DCAT rider, or I think when John looked at my stats, I would have come last in the CCAT race, and yet I won the DCAT race. So it seems to be, and weirdly I would have come 9th in the BCAT race, which just seems to be all over the shop. So if anyone's got any like real solid advice or any good videos that you can suggest that I watch, please do pop them in the comments below, because I'd really appreciate a little bit of input on doing this stuff, because hopefully it will incentivize me to ride at some of those kind of those race intensities really. It's easy to do your 1 minute, your 3 minutes, your 5 minute efforts and stuff like that and get your recovery, but it's different when you're sort of borderline threshold flat out for a prolonged period of time, and I think that will do me the world of good doing those. So yeah, please do pop a comment below. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate you giving me a thumbs up and subscribing and hitting the notifications bell to keep track of this journey that I'm on at the minute. Have a good week. It's been really enjoyable having the weather the way it is, and I hope it's the same way you are and you've managed to get out on your bike. And I'll see you next week for week 146.